Now let's go get started and earn your first sale.
What's up? Good morning, VIPs. How are you guys feeling today? Day number 4. It's AI day. How are you guys feeling about it? Let me know in the comments. Good morning. Good morning. I see all your beautiful faces. I don't see your faces actually, but I see all your names. I see Deb and I see Alan. I see Zach. I see James. I see Diane. I see everybody. How's it going, you guys? So excited for today. We have some cool stuff. It's going to blow your mind a little bit today. I'm hoping that they won't overwhelm you. That's not my plan, but I want you guys to see the future. I want to see where things are going. You'll be learning about AI and a bunch of other cool things, some cool tools. For those of you guys who took the leap of faith and got invested in the certification program, we have some really cool things today to keep adding to that, which is crazy. But I'm curious, how many guys set an intention last night, or a goal, or a dream, or a vision, or you're thinking about your future self, and you're thinking about this thing right here? Do you guys see the award back here? This is the Certified Funnel Builder Award that happens when you get your third, 1, 2, 3, your second badge. Yeah, we get one Common Club award, then we get your 50,000 gold badge, and then 100,000. When you hit 100,000, that's when you get this amazing trophy over here. And what's fun for me is I remember, my kids have been in our community for a long time. They see us talking about, 2 Common Club awards and this and that. And then one of my sons, I remember he was just like, in his mind, 2 Common Club is too hard to actually even fathom. And when I introduced this award, I told him what it meant and how to get it. He was like, Dad, I think I could actually do that one. I was like, yes, you totally could do that one. And so I hope for a lot of you guys, it becomes like the next thing to strive towards. 1 Common Club, obviously the badges, but this trophy, this is really cool. And especially having your background as you are, as a funnel builder, like, yeah, I'm certified. Check out my cool trophy I got. Like it's a fun flex to have for sure. So, very, very cool. So, Patty said, I've been a little overwhelmed already. Well, good news is you're VIP, which means you can go back, you can watch it. This weekend, you can go watch all the things and catch back up, do it again slower, and then dive into the other things. So, okay. So I'm going to set up today kind of the game plan for VIP. Obviously, you guys get these special sessions that nobody else gets, and so I get to share just some really cool things. During VIP, we're going to be talking about AI and a lot of things AI do, and I'll be giving kind of a more watered down version of some of the stuff I'll share with you guys right now, but I want to share with you guys how I'm using AI, because I think it'll be very valuable for you. The first time you hear this, it might be a little over your head, and so I apologize in advance, but I want you to have this, okay? And again, it's going to be on the recording, so you can go back, you can watch it. So the key is don't get overwhelmed. Just be like, okay, I want you to have that feeling of like, okay, I understand how I could use it. Maybe you don't understand all the exactly step-by-step how to do it yet, but just understand like, cool, this is in my back pocket. When I'm ready for it, I can go back, watch the videos, I can go do it, okay? So that's kind of the game plan, because most of you won't be ready for this level yet, but you will get there in the future. And so this is me planting a seed and help you understand, so you have a vision of like, oh, that's how this is happening. Cool, I don't know how to do it yet. I'm not going to worry about it yet, but I understand it. Does that help? Is that hopefully good? Okay, I'm curious how many of you guys are using AI in any aspect, okay? If you're using AI right now, just say yes. Like, I just want to know how many, or type in AI if you're using AI right now. Okay, very cool. Most of you guys are using it in some fashion, which is good. I remember the first time, when ChatGPT first came out, I was a little slower getting into it. And it wasn't probably till 2 or 3 months in when I started watching my wife, okay? So I love my wife, Colette. She's not technical. She's, and so like, she's a lot of times is like, when I see how she uses things, I'm like, this is how people in the world are using it, which is really useful to me to understand, right? It's hard inside my team where I've got Todd, who's the smartest person in the world. He's like, I'm using AI to code a billion lines of code every 15 seconds. And I'm like, that's not how most people are using this. Like, how is the world using it? And so my wife started shifting from using Google or using Siri or Alexa to using Chat GPT all the time. My kids call it chat. Like, hey, what's up, chat? Chat, got a question for you, chat. And so like, they're always chatting with Chat GPT. And so I watch them. I'm like, oh, this is how people are getting their information now, right? They're using it for all sorts of stuff. Okay. And so what's interesting about AI, I think, is that people start using it based on like, here's what I currently do in my life. And then based on that, this is how I'm going to use AI to augment that and make it faster or better, right? Things like that. So with that, AI is a scary thing because it's like there's a million ways to use it. So what my goal is to show you guys is how to use AI as a funnel hacker, right? How do funnel hackers use it? How do you take the funnel hacking mindset, apply AI to it to get you so you can create better funnels, better sales messages, better things like that? Okay, so it'll be a different lens than somebody else. Like, for example, one of my friends, Rich Sheffrin, if you guys know Rich, he's amazing. He came and spoke at one of our, we do an event called Unlock the Secrets every year. So where we go, Mastermind in Paradise, where we go to paradise. Sometimes it's a cruise, sometimes it's different places. And so we were in Mexico last year, and he was showing the stuff he was using with AI. So I had him come and speak on it. And again, it was so different than how I use AI, but what he was using, it was so cool. So what he was using is he took AI and he created like a project in ChatGPT, and then he it was like called his medical or his health file or something like that. So he went and he took every health exam he'd ever taken. So every blood test through the years he put in there. Everything, every time he got his testosterone tested, put it in there. Every time he'd gone to a doctor, any surgery he had, and put all his medical history into ChatGPT, so he had it. Then he went and he'd been keeping a journal for like, I think 45 years or something like that. So he went and scanned all 45 years of his journal, added to ChatGPT, and he just started dumping everything about his personal life into this project, right? And he's like, by the end of it, it had everything about me, every data point known to man about me was all in this thing. And then he's like, had to go analyze it and look through it and everything. And then based on that, he's like, it now knows more about me than I know about me, right? And so then he can go and ask it questions. And it's like, he'll ask a question like, hey, I'm feeling down today. Do you know why? And it's like, oh, well, I'm looking at this date over the last 45 years of your life. And I look at the cycles, and every single 45 years, you have the same thing. It's probably because of the weather or because, I don't know, whatever, right? And it just tells them all this crazy stuff. I remember we were in Mexico, and I had last year I was in a wrestling tournament, and I tore my bicep off the bone on both arms, and so. Anyway, it was amazing. I know it's crazy, but I had to go get double surgery to reattach both my biceps. And so I was in double cast for like 6 weeks, and it was crazy. So when we went to Mexico, I was like, I want to get stem cells because I heard that stem cells help you heal faster. So I just go like sign up, and I show up to get stem cells, and I tell Rich about it. And Rich is like, that's amazing. Let me find out what Chat thinks that if I should do this or not. And it's like, hey, Chat, based on everything about my medical history, like, should I be getting these things? And it was insane. So it's like if you do, you have to stop taking these 3 supplements because right now this will lower the result based on this. Plus you should add this and then take this. And it gave him this medical diagnostic that like no doctor could have given him, but it all happened through AI, and it told him exactly what to do and how to do it and when to do it. And I was like so jealous. I'm like, I want AI like yours that can tell me all these things about myself. And so for me, it's like, when I got home, I was like, I'm going to build a version of AI just for me, just like what Rich did. So I did the same thing. I took all my blood tests for the last 10 years. And so like now I have a tool. It's not nearly as powerful as Rich's because I haven't kept a journal for 45 years, but can you imagine if I had? Anyway, but again, that's like Rich taking his brain of like the way he thinks, the lens he looks at the world through, and then using AI to make it way, way, way better, right? So that's why I love seeing how other people are using AI, because everyone's got a different version, okay? Now, for me, though, today, you guys are going to have a chance to learn how my brain looks at AI. Because, again, there's a million things, but I'm a funnel hacker. That's what I do. That's what I know. That's what I live, what I eat, where I breathe, where I sleep. So when AI started happening, I was like, I can use this to funnel hack better and faster. And so that's the world that I look through. So my goal, my job today during the VIP session is to give you guys a glimpse of that so you kind of understand it. And, again, parts will probably be overwhelming. Like, what is he talking about? But hopefully you'll kind of start seeing how I view the world. And this will help you as you go in your funnel building journey. As you guys are involved in certification and you start building funnels for other people, you'll start coming back to these principles and like, oh yeah, remember, think like a funnel hacker. What did Russell do? Oh, that's how he did it. So that's kind of my goal with this. Again, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. This is not a skill set you need to learn or master today. I just want to introduce you to the skill set so you understand it. Okay. And then, for the general session, again, I'm going to do a much simpler version of this. So you guys will get the advanced cool stuff. They're going to get a very, very basic thing. But last night, I think 4 a.m., McCall Jones woke up from a dream, and she had an idea, and she messaged me about the idea, and I was like, very uncomfortable about it. And so anytime something's very uncomfortable, it's either like really bad or really, really good. And from 4 a.m. till about 7 a.m. this morning, we were contemplating and thinking about it. And right now they are adding something to the slides right now that'll be insane. That'll make what I'm talking about today infinitely easier for you. So there's a tease what's going to happen in our general session. Okay, with that said, you guys ready to dive in a little bit? All right, here we go. So this is my slides. So welcome to the VIP session. We're talking about funnel hacking with AI. So again, I want you to look at the lens of funnel hacking. So we talked I talked a little about funnel hacking and we talked a little bit about design hacking, on day number 2. But I want to go back about how I do funnel hacking. So a couple years ago, I bought a green drink company called Zuma Juice. And so the first thing I did is I never create a new funnel or a new offer blind, right? That's just like a rule of mine. Like I do the research ahead of time. So what I did is the first step is I opened a Trello board, and this is just a tool I use. I don't use this anymore, but I had a screenshot of it. So I opened Trello and I said, step number 1 for me to build a funnel to compete in the green drink industry is I need to figure out what's actually happening. What are other people doing, right? So I went through and I funnel hacked every single green drink company I could find. And by the way, there's a lot of them. You can see companies, there's Sculpt Nation, there's Patriot Health Alliance, there's Skinny Fit Greens, there's Zuma Juice, or there's Organifi, and there's a whole bunch of them, right? So what I would do is I spend like 2 or 3 weeks doing this. It's my favorite part. I love funnel hacking. I want to say, what are people doing? Let me see behind the scenes so I can go and I can figure out how to make my versions better. So we start funnel hacking, okay? So I go to each one, and I told you guys like what good funnel hackers have to do, what good entrepreneurs got to do. You got to be good at pulling your credit card out of your wallet and buying something so you can see what the entire funnel looks like, right? So I had funnel hack. So I went to this right here, Sculpt Nation. So I bought it and like, there's their sales page and here's upsell number 1, upsell number 2. And it's like, that was their funnel. Then I went to and so I took screenshots every single page and I copied in the Trello board. If they had a video sales letter, I would get the video sales letter transcribed. So I could see what was the sales message they used, but I'm going through everything. If they have ads, I'm getting their ads. So I'm putting everything in this card so I can see here's everything that Sculpt Nation does to sell their green drink, right? So I have some really good information. Now, what some people do is they'll funnel hack one person, they go copy him. And like, again, that's not what we do, okay? We're not copiers, we're funnel hackers. We're looking for inspiration. We're looking for ideas and see what they do and how they do it and all that kind of stuff, right? So I go through and I do that for Sculpt Nation. Then I go to Patriot Health Alliance. They have a green drink as well. It's like, what did they do? So I go, funnel hack this one, and here's the video. And so I get the video transcribed. Here's the landing page. I take a screenshot of it. Here's their order form. Take a screenshot of it. Here's upsell number 1. Take a screenshot of it. Here's upsell 2. So I go through and I funnel hack the entire thing, and I have it all in here inside of my Trello board. Then I go to the next one, right? How does Skinny Fit do it? Here's their sales page. Here's their upsell. Here's the downsell. Transcribe all the videos, right? Here's Organifi. So I do this, and for me, again, I'm obsessive compulsive. Like, there's a reason why I'm the best in the world at this game, probably because nobody else does it to the level. So I probably funnel hacked 20 green drinks, right? I want to see what all of them were doing. And then based on that, I can see it. Like, hey, again, Catherine talked about this. What are the patterns, right? What are they all doing this the same? What are some of them doing different? And so we're looking at this and just trying to understand, like, okay, if I'm going to compete in this industry, what do I need to do different? Like, what's more unique? What things I need to do the same, right? There's things I need to model. If all of them are selling 1, 3, and 4 bottles with a similar price point, I'm probably going to stick with that. Okay. If they all have an upsell of more of the same, probably going to stick with that. If they have these things the same. But then if I'm like, this one, like I think the Skinny Fit Greens, or Skinny Greens, it was all targeted just towards women, right? Whereas Organifi was targeted more towards like biohackers, whereas other ones are targeted to athletes. They all had like a different audience they were going after, which is interesting. It's like, what audience am I actually going after? Like, I got to figure out how to make this unique for a specific audience, not just mass to everybody, right? And so these are the things that I'm looking at as I'm going through, and I'm funnel hacking. Okay. Sorry, this is ADD Russell. I think Veronica said, where do I get the funnel hacking live event replays? So 2 ways. One, we have an app that's hopefully get approved through Apple here really soon. But number 2, if you go to oneclub.com/login, you log in the members area there and all your bonuses are there. If you buy the upsells are in there, and then all of the funnel hacking live event replays are in there as well. So my team can throw you as a link, but it's just oneclub.com/login. Sorry, ADD Russell. All right, we're back to funnel hacking. So, all right, so there's all the different ways. So that's what I would do traditionally, right? And then from that, we had rules of funnel hacking, okay? Because again, when I first started teaching people the concept of funnel hacking, people went out there and started funnel steal. I'm like, no, funnel hacking is not funnel stealing. You don't just go to someone's funnel and you copy it. In fact, it drives me crazy. Like if you look at like any of my funnels, like Expert Seekers, like that book funnel there, I've seen probably 50 people launch this book funnels. They look identical. They copied my cover. They copied my sales page. They have the same colors, the same. I'm like, you guys, like it doesn't help you to copy exactly, right? Especially if you're in my market. Then people are like, it's just like, you're not copying, you're funnel hacking, right? So the way I look at it, if you're here, like, before I build a book funnel, I'm going to go funnel hack 10 different people's book funnels. And then from that, I'm going to figure out what's my version, what's my spin, what makes mine unique and look different, okay? Again, we're modeling the look and the feel and the layout and the structure, but we're putting our own art on it. I always think about this like when you're building a house, right? You go into neighborhoods. I see this all the time. There's neighborhoods close to where I live where where there's one builder who builds all of them, right? And the house layout looks identical. It's the same structure. It's like, here's the framework. And it's the same for 50 houses in this neighborhood, right? So if you look at all the houses don't look the same. Why? Because even though they have the same structure, the same, you're putting different paint on, different colors, different designs, different windows, different shading, different plants, different, it's like you're changing the aesthetics from each one, right? So in funnel hacking, I'm looking like what's the bones across the thing, right? The structure of all of them, but I'm adding my art on top of it to make it unique to me. Okay. So these are the rules of funnel hacking. Rule number 1, model, don't copy. Never be a knockoff, right? Especially if you're building a funnel for somebody else and you launch like, this is amazing. All of a sudden someone messages, hey, you copied my funnel. And they're like, did you just copy my funnel with that person? Like, you never want it to be like an apples to apples comparison, right? It shouldn't be the same thing. We're not copying, we're modeling. So we're getting different inspirations, right? You have to remix at least 3 different ideas or influences, right? So I'm going to remix 3 or 4 ideas or influences. And from that, I'm going to put my art on it, right? Our look, our feel, our logos, our branding, our concept, our headlines, our stories, right? On the structure that's proven across multiple funnels. Does that make sense? Okay. And then you add your own spin, and then thou shalt ClickFunnels. Then you go to ClickFunnels and you actually build the thing out. So that's kind of the rules of funnel hacking, the way that we do funnel hacking, right? And so that's the context of the way I look at the entire world from, okay? Every time I build a funnel, step number 1 is I go and I find as many as I can. Like this challenge funnel, okay? I've done a lot of challenge funnels in the past, but guess what I've done over the last 3 or 4 months? I went and I found every challenge funnel that was successful for the last 3 or 4 months, right? Or the last year. And I went through and I funnel hacked them, took screenshots every page. I would take every single session that someone did and I transcribed them. I put them into AI, I analyzed them, look at the layout, like what were they doing? How are they doing it, right? So when we built this entire challenge you guys are part of right now, it wasn't me just guessing based on my bet. Like, I know how to do challenges, I can just do a challenge. Even though I know how to do challenges, I wrote a book teaching challenges. Like I've done events with Pedro Day where we teach challenges for 5 days. Like I know a lot about challenges. But nevertheless, step number 1 is I went through and I found the highest converting challenges in the world. And I spent weeks combing through them, watching them, seeing what they did, how they did it, when they did the offer, how they did the offer, what they like, everything, email sequences, text messages. Like I was funnel hacking everything right before I started building this. So this is how I look at funnel building for me is I'm a funnel hacker. I do the research ahead of time and then I go and I build something amazing. Okay. And then that's how you become a funnel hacker. I'm a funnel hacker. So don't get lazy in this part. This is the most valuable thing. One of the things that Ben Moot showed you yesterday, what he would do is he would go to a company and literally he's like, hey, I can do funnel hack. Like he'll make a video like showing, hey, I funnel hacked this guy's funnel, show it. And then people message him like, that was so cool. And they're like, can you funnel hack for me? And he's like, yeah. So he'll charge someone $300, $400, $500 to do the funnel hacking for them, right? And then he'll go out there, he'll do the research, find 10 funnels, buy all the things, and he'll come back and for $500, like, here's everyone in the market's doing. People are like, that's amazing. And then guess what he would do? He does the I get hit by a bus plan. Now, if I was you, I would just take these and build a funnel based on it. If I was hit by a bus, that's exactly what I would do. Or if I don't get hit by a bus, do you want me to do it for you? And then he charges them again now to build a funnel. So learning the skill set can be, you can sell this as a front end to get clients as well. But it's the way I do every single funnel no matter what. Okay. All right. That makes you a funnel hacker. Okay, so there's the lens of my world, funnel hacking in my world. Now I'm going to show you guys how I use AI to dramatically speed it up. Okay. Now, most people, the way they use AI is they will go to ChatGPT or Claude or Manus or whatever one you want to use. And they're like, hey, build me a funnel, right? And you're taking AI and it's just dumb AI that goes and that scrape the internet. And it's like, based on what I found on the internet, here's a funnel. And you're like, that's okay. I don't even know. Or you're like, hey, write me a headline for my new ad. And it's like, here's a headline. And it's like as smart as artificial intelligence is, there's no brain behind it. It's just kind of like you ask it something and it does something. And you're like, and the quality coming back is okay, and it's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Most times it's just kind of, you don't really know. And so what I do is I create a brain that I build first, and then I ask AI questions, and it pulls from this brain. So it's like I'm funnel hacking, I'm doing all this stuff, and I have this thing, and I give it to the brain, I give it to AI, and it said, based on everything you know now from these funnel hacks, now write me a headline. Now build me a funnel. And that's how I get magic out of it, okay? Some of you guys may have seen, we launched a funnel 3 months ago now, man. In fact, I'll pull it up on my thing. Hold on. Secrets of propaganda. So this is a funnel I built. AI wrote this video with me. AI did all the animation. AI did everything. We were able to build this entire. I wrote the entire script for this. It took me 4 hours to get the brain built, and in 1 hour I wrote the script. It's a 50-minute VSL script, and then we use AI to produce it. And right now we're spending about $1 million a month to this video profitably. So this funnel is one of our most successful one, and the whole thing was built with AI. So when you start learning how to do it, you can speed up the process. You can do things that would take months. Like it would have taken me 6 weeks to write this VSL. Typically, and I was able to write it in an hour after I did 4 hours worth of the context work. I'm going to show you here in a second. So it's really, really powerful. All right. So let me walk you through this. So this is how I look at how I use AI as a funnel hacker, okay? Is I have to create a brain that I'm going to be able to plug into the system, right? So the very first step is I have to tell AI, what do I want the output to look like, okay? If I just go like, hey, write me a sales letter, it's going to be like, here's a sales letter. You're like, no, like that sucks. So instead, I got to figure out what's the output, like what do I want this actually to look like? Like what's the end goal, right? So I got to figure that out. Okay. And so I'm going to gather that and I'm going to do it. So for example, let's say I'm trying to write a webinar script. Okay. I'm going to go find, like my perfect webinar training. Take my perfect webinar training. I'm going to say, here's my perfect webinar training. Go learn the perfect webinar. And I'm going to say, here's 3 webinars that Russell did in the past. Go watch these webinars and scan them and learn how he did it. Right. So I'm going to give it all the output so that when I tell it, like, write me a webinar or make me a video sales letter or write me an upsell version, it's not just guessing. Every time AI guesses, 99% of the time it comes out with crap. Okay. So instead I tell it, here's the output, exactly what it needs to look like. Like success is if your webinar looks like Russell's webinar, like that's it. Right. And so I put all that context in there. Okay. For the output. Okay. So number 1's output. The number 2 I put in is the context. So here's all the stories, right? Like, you know what Russell's webinars look like, but I'm writing a webinar for myself, for my clients. Right. And so, these are my client stories. These are my stories I need to put in there. So I'm going to put in the context. Okay. So that way it's not just pulling randomness, but it's pulling the actual stories that you want to weave into the correct output. Because if you tell AI, write me a webinar to sell my green drink, it's going to do it, right? But if you're like, here's what a successful webinar that sold supplements in the past did, and that becomes the output, okay? Here's all of the stories about our green drink and why it's important and why we created it and who it is and like all the context of why, like what makes your thing unique. And the third thing then is voice. You want it to sound like you. Okay. If you're not careful, AI will sound like AI. If I want to sound like Russell, I need to upload Russell's voice, things like that. So that's kind of how it works. So let me show you a real quick example. I know this is a lot, so I don't want to stretch this out, but let me show you kind of how to do it. So I had a video I wanted to create. So the video was, it's like a 3-minute explainer video to explain this new software app that we're working on, which you guys had a chance to play with, Backstage Pass. So I was like, I want to create a 3-minute video explaining that. And I was like, okay, if I tell AI, make me a 3-minute explainer video, it'll do it. And it's going to suck. It's not going to be good, right? So instead, I was like, okay, what do I want this to look like? I'm like, hey, where have I seen really good 3 to 5 minute explainer videos in the past? Like, who's done a good job of it? I started thinking. I was like, oh, there's this company who's the best in the world of this, okay? Some of you guys have heard them. They're called the Harmon Brothers. In fact, let me pull up the Harmon Brothers. Here's the Harmon Brothers website. Here it is right here. And Harmon Brothers has done, I think, 3 or 4 videos for ClickFunnels, and they charge $500,000 upfront to create the video for you, and then they charge a percentage of ad spend. So each of these videos, they'll end up making a couple $1 million on it, right? And so if you've seen these before, like they did the pooping unicorn for Squatty Potty, they did the easy photo book ones, like all these videos went viral, had like tens of millions of views. This is for Camp Chef, this is for FiberFix, this is for Purple Mattress, but there's for ClickFunnels. Let's go. So these are all these videos they made, and they're insanely good. They're all 3 to 5 minute long videos that explain a product, and they're the best in the world of this. Okay. So I come back to AI. I was like, all right, the output, I want a video that looks like a Harmon, like pretend like you're the Harmon Brothers. I want you to make it look like this. Okay. So that's step number 1. So what I do though, is like, I have to train AI. AI doesn't know what the scripts look like. So what I do is I get these things transcribed. And there's a lot of ways to get things transcribed. You can go and you can pay to get them transcribed. But I found out I have 2 favorite AI tools. I'm going to show you guys. Okay. So the first favorite AI tool is an AI called Manus, Manus.im. And Manus.im, it looks just like ChatGPT, but Manus is like this is like, you guys ever have a friend where like, hey, I need to get something done. You know the friend you're going to call because they will figure out a way to get it done. You know, it's like, we got to bury a body. Like, who are you going to call? It's like, I got a guy. I'm going to call that guy. He'll figure out how to do it, right? Like, there's always like, you know, that person in your world who will just, they will figure out a way to get something done no matter what it takes. That's what Manus is, okay? Manus is like my brute force. Like, I need you to do something that's unlogical, that'll take forever, that every other AI was like, sorry, not possible. And I just need you to do it. I need you to smash through a brick wall for me. So what I did is I was like, hey, what's up, Manus? Here's all of the Harmon Brothers videos. Can you go to this page, download all the videos, transcribe them all, and then give me all the transcripts of it? And Manus is like, sure, no worries. And then it's like trying. And it'll spend like 20 minutes like trying. It's like, doesn't work. And then it smashes through all, figured it out. Here they all. And it gives it to me. And guess what? Manus, there's a free version of Manus. There's a Manus for $20 a month. And there's one for $200 a month. I pay $200 a month because I have it transcribed probably, I don't know, 50 things a day. Like every webinar I see that someone's doing, it transcribes. Every challenge it does, it transcribes. Every ad I see, I know Manus does other things, but as a funnel hacker, this is the only thing Manus does for me. It is just my buddy who I'm like, I'm funnel hacking everything. Go and find this. And it'll go and just rip things apart, right? If you don't even know how to find things, you're like, hey, Russell Brunson's really good at webinars. Can you go find some Russell webinars? I don't know. And it'll go find, here's 5 places I found Russell webinars. I'm like, sick. Go transcribe them all. And it'll go find the video, download it, transcribe it. So this is my buddy who just does the brute force work for me. And again, I pay $200 a month for it. This is the best $200 I ever spent. Like this, like when I used to get stuff transcribed, it would cost $50 to $100 to transcribe one webinar, right? And now this thing transcribes 10 a day for me. So it's just like, I'm just putting stuff in here and it is just, yeah. So that's what I use this for, is this Manus. Again, it does other things, but I only use it for brute force doing stuff. So it transcribed all of it, pulled it all out. It's like transcribe. Here's all the YouTube videos that it pulled off of that thing. And then it's like, I transcribed, it's transcribed all at the same time. There's and it pops them out. And it's like, here's what I found. Here's all the transcripts. Here's all the info. And then boom, there it are. So now I have a file that has every Harmon Brothers video transcribed. Okay. So I come back here and I'm like, boom, there's the output. So there's a doodle of the perfect webinar, but you can insert VSL for the Harmon Brothers or whatever you want the end goal to look like. So there's the output, right? So I have that. Okay. Now step number 2 then is context. Okay. Now what is the thing that I'm selling that's going to be put into that output? Because like, again, like I was trying to explain Backstage Pass, they haven't sold Backstage Pass. They've sold pooping unicorns. They've sold, they don't have any of the context. They just have the output. So now I got to put in the context. And so this can be as simple as like, if you have a client, it's like interviewing them, get on Zoom with them and be like, hey, tell me everything about your product. Why did you start this? What's the reason? And like, you just have them brain dump all the context, the stories, the reason why they did it, blah, 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 blah. And they just get as much context as possible. Right? And they just tell you stuff. You just sit there, listen. As soon as that's done, guess what I do with that video from Loom, or from Zoom? I go into Manus. I'm like, hey, Manus, take this 4-hour interview I did with the client and smash it and transcribe it, right? And Man's like, I got you. And it goes and transcribes the whole thing and then it gives it back to me, right? So now I have the context. So I know exactly what the end goal needs to look like. I know exactly all the stories you got to smush into the end goal to make it look perfect. And the last thing then is you got to find the voice. So whoever is going to be the person doing the sales letter or the video or the ad or whatever, you want it to sound like them. The worst thing in the world is like, AI will give you something and it's like, here's a script to read, and you start reading it and you're like, that does not sound like me at all. I feel like an idiot trying to say it that way, right? So what I do is like, if I'm getting AI to write something for me, I upload all my books. I'm like, this is how I write. Just copy that. Okay. If I'm trying to write a webinar, I'm like, here's webinars of me. Copy that. If I'm trying to do a 3-minute video, I find a 3-minute video of me and I upload that, right? Or of your client. Like if your client has done a stage presentation before, grab their stage, make it sound like this is my voice, make it sound like that, right? So those are the 3 pieces. That's the magic trick for funnel hacking for me. So every time I'm funnel hacking, I'm looking for those 3 things. What's the output that I'm trying to get it to match? What's the context, the stories I got to smush into the output, and how do I make sure it's got my voice right so it's not going to screw it up? When I have those 3 things, AI will give me magic. Okay, magic. Now, it's been said that for every 1 word you want AI to output, you have to put 500 words with the context in. So when I did this Secrets of Propaganda video, I spent 4 hours gathering the context. Okay. I found a whole bunch of really high converting VSLs. Okay. Some of the ones that you've done tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. I plugged them into Manus. I'm like, transcribe all these things. Boom, it transcribes them. Right. Then I had to go find context. So if you ever watch this video, it talks about Freud and Bernays and everything. So I found on YouTube, there's a 4-hour documentary telling the story of Bernays and Freud. So I was like, what's that? That's my context. So I took the 4-hour video from YouTube. I'm like, hey man, it's transcribed this 4-hour video. And it's like, all right, smashes through it and gives me the transcript, right? And then I'm like, I'm the one delivering the voiceover for this. I'm like, here's some videos of me. And so I get that transcribed. Manus transcribes my voiceovers. And now I have that. So I have I have a bunch of text files that have all these transcripts from these 3 things. Now I can use AI to be smart. Now AI is not going to be stupid. It's not going to just, here's your webinar script, right? Instead, AI is going to give me exactly what I want the very first time, because I did the funnel hacking first. Okay, let me do a temperature check. How are you guys feeling right now? Is this making sense? Is it not too overwhelming? Okay, all right, you guys are feeling good? Okay, cool. The transcription tool. So it's not technically a transcription tool. It's an AI tool. It's manus.im. It looks just like ChatGPT. And again, it probably does other things, but I only know how to use it to transcribe, because it transcribes stuff that all the other services can't do, and it doesn't cost me anything other than what I'm paying for it anyway. You could cancel ChatGPT and start using Manus for everything else you use, because Manus is better than ChatGPT, I think. So there you go. Okay, so you guys are getting it. I know some of you guys are like, this is a little over my head. That's okay if it's a little over your head. No stress, no good, or no worries. This is just helping you understand this is why we do, this is how I think about this, right? This is how a funnel hacker looks at AI. Okay, but there's one more step though, okay? So this whole part right here is doing the funnel hacking first, so I can give it to AI so it can output something amazing, okay? Now, Manus does good job on outputs, but there's one AI that is the best writer. So if you're writing emails or videos or webinars or headlines, the best writer is called Claude. Okay, so the 2 that I use Manus and Claude. Those are the 2 AIs that I use, and I go back and forth. Manus is my buddy who's going to go just smash through a brick wall and get me all the funnel hacking stuff I need. And then then Claude is like my artist friend. He's a little hippie. He's probably he's not perfect, and he's going to he's one of those guys. He's the artistic type. Like if I ask Claude, I'm like, hey, transcribe this video. It's like, I tried to transcribe, can't work. And it just gives up. It's like, no. But it's like the artist. You're like, I need you to create some art. Make something beautiful. And then Claude's like, I can do that. And it'll paint you a picture. It'll make something, the words that come out are beautiful. So I got my buddy who smashed it, the smash and grab buddy, Manus. And I got Claude, who's like my artistic, fruity tooty guy who's going to just make something beautiful. And these 2 guys are my people. Manus gets all the funnel hacks, smashes through, brings me all the transcripts, then I give it to Claude. I'm like, all right, Claude, let's make something beautiful. And it's like, I would love to make something beautiful. So I'm going to show you guys Claude. So Claude's really cool. Again, they all look the same. So Claude, what's cool about Claude I like is that the first step is I can create a project inside of Claude. So if you look at me, I'll make this a little bigger. Every project I'm working on, I just put in here. So the One Comma Club Challenge, okay? Guess what's inside of the one, actually, you want to see this? This is how I plan this entire thing. So if I click on this One Comma Club Challenge, the first thing you do is after you create the project, then you can add all of the files. See, is it going to let me in here? It adds all the files. So check over here. These are all of the context files. My funnel hack, these are all in here. So there's a lot of stuff. If you look through, it's like, this is Jason Fladlin, a webinar he did, 250 million. There's other ones here. Then there is the Sales Funnel Challenge. There's Catherine Jones's challenge. I've got Bill Von Fumetti's. I've got the certification thing. I've got, so every single thing, all the context I have here. Tony and Dean, this Tony and Dean's AI challenge they did I think $30 million, something like a month and a half ago. Guess what I was doing? I funnel hacked every step of it. We got every transcript from every Dean Tony ones. There's their entire $30 million challenges in there, right? So everything, I just funnel hack every single thing and I throw it on here. And now Claude is so cool because that's all the art. And I'm like, hey, based on everything you got, how would you build a 5-day challenge? It's like, oh, you should do this. I'm like, cool. What should we talk about day number 1? What about day number 2? And it's like, it built this challenge. that you guys have been experiencing the last couple of days. So fun. I'm like, I should do VIP days. What should I talk about? It's like, what if you talked about this? I'm like, that's a great idea, right? And so like, it helped me build the entire thing, okay? So that's what happens here inside of Claude. So what happens is I create a project anytime I'm about to do a new webinar or a new funnel or a new whatever, right? So I create a new thing. So like, all right, I'm working on a VSL based on the CIA hook. It's going to be so crazy. So there's that project. I'm doing a webinar with Andy Grace, selling offline event we're doing. We're doing a webinar with Trey. I got a Dan Kennedy book project I'm working on. Backstage Pass, like all of these are in here. So Backstage Pass is actually where I did the Harmon Brothers stuff, right? So you come in here. So first aid is I added, here's all the transcripts of all the Harmon Brother videos. There's a story from Casey Neistat, there's a video of Casey Neistat of him on YouTube talking about the problem I'm trying to solve with Backstage Pass. There's explainer videos I did for my voice. Like, so again, I added all of the stuff I funnel hacked here. I go in Claude and I create a project and I just copy and paste all the files, and now Claude's a genius. The brain is in there, has everything it needs to know for me to do the thing. And then I go and just like ChatGPT, I start talking to it, right? And so if I click on this, you can see the whole conversation, how it wrote. So I had it write a Harmon Brothers style 3-minute video based on all the context we give it, but to sell Backstage Pass. I added the context of the Casey Neistat video, another 2 or 3 videos of people talking about the problem that we're trying to solve with it, and it pumped it out. So and I read it, I was like, holy cow. I literally paid Harmon Brothers $500,000 to do this last time. I paid Claude $200 a month, and he did that project and 22 other ones for me this week. Okay, like it's like the cheapest side employ. I wish I had equity in Manus and Claude because I would love to get affiliate commissions for all you guys using it, but I don't. But it's amazing, and you can do it on the $20 a month plan. You can do it on $200 a month, but it's insane. And now it has this amazing script, and I can copy and paste that into ClickFunnels and build it. I can make a video with it, put it in ClickFunnels. I can give it to a client, have them go record the video, put it in ClickFunnels. But that's how we're using it. Okay, all right. How are you guys feeling? Okay, Doug asked a really good question. Do you do custom instructions for Claude? So I'll walk you through how I do it. So the way I do it is I go, and the very first step I do is I put all the output in first. So I throw all the output into Claude, and I say, hey, I'm working on a webinar, a video sales letter, on an email, whatever it is. I'm working on this. I just added context, or I just added a whole bunch of files that show you exactly what we're trying to create. Okay, and I say, go analyze all of these transcripts, see what they're doing, and then tell me what you learned. And so it'll go do all this stuff, and it comes back. So in fact, I can show you here inside of Claude. If I scroll up higher by the Harmon Brothers, before it wrote the script, boom, boom, boom. Here it is. So I was like, analyze every Harmon Brothers video. Each one they charge $500,000 to write, and then tell me what you learned. Okay, so then it's like, okay, so we got done. Said, now I have now a comprehensive view of the Harmon Brothers scripting style. Let me compile my full analysis. And it's like Harmon Brothers script analysis, the viral anatomy of explainer video. And it's like from minute 0 to 15, they always have an absurd hook. And for example, here was a squatty potty, purple mattress, poopery, chat book video. And it's like, that's some good data. That would have taken me 2 years to funnel hack, and it's there. And it's like, and then it has a relatable problem, and it states it hilariously. So it finds the pain point and makes it funny. And for example, here's how we did it in Squatty Potty chat, but it shows you. And then after that, then you have the alternate fail. And so it walks through exactly what the script is, and then the real moment, and then the science, how it works, and then the benefits, and then the social proof, and then the universal close, and then the risk reversal. And so it shows me everything I learned. I mean, I could just take that and go back to the client, like, here's how we're going to do the VSL. Here's what the script looks like. You show that and they're like, you're a genius. You're like, I know, I'm genius. Yeah. And it's like, do you want me to write a script based on that? I'm like, yes, that would be amazing. And then boom, 2 minutes later, boom, the script is done. Insane. And it popped out this thing that the end result looked like the Harmon Brothers. Okay. It took my stories and weaved them in, and it did it in my voice. And it came out, and in 30 seconds it's done. I was like, insane. I'm a genius, okay? But I'm a genius because I built a brain for the AI. I didn't just ask it to do something, okay? And I did it by these 3 things. What's the output I want to end at? What's the context it needs to know so it knows all the stories? And I teach it in my voice, and that's how it works, okay? So again, step number 1, put the output, tell it to go analyze it, and then tell me what it learns. Step number 2, I put in the context. Go, and I'll say, like, go analyze all the context I just gave you. and then pull out all of the stories that you think will be essential to plug into the output that we're going to be creating. So it'll go find all the stories, it pulls back out, and it'll give me a doc like, okay, based on everything you sent me, here's the origin story, here's this story, here's this. And it'll take the brain dump that your client did that was all over the place, and it'll organize it, and it'll snap it into where it needs to fit inside the actual sales script at the end, right? Insane. And then you're like, number 3, here's a couple of transcripts of my voice or my client's voice. Do you understand how they speak? Go analyze those. And like, then I ask it, like, tell me what you learned. And it's like, oh, I learned that Russell Brunson talks really fast. He slurs his words. He doesn't, whatever. But it'll tell you what it learns about your voice. Now we can ask AI what to do. But if you ask it before you give it those things, it's going to give you crap results. You do the funnel hacking ahead of time, plug it in, you look like a genius. And the output is done so fast and so good. It's insane. So, all right, guys, I know that was a lot, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you got 1 or 2 ahas, be like, aha, in the comments. I want to know if that was valuable for you guys. Very, very cool. All right, you guys are getting this. Again, there's a million ways you can use AI, but as a funnel hacker, this is how I use AI. And it has sped up my process so much. I get so much more done so much faster. I don't have a team of 5 or 6 copywriters anymore. Like, I do this all by myself. Literally, I was on a flight the other day and I had 4 versions. I had 4 versions of Manus and 4 versions of Claude open. And I was working on 4 different projects. And I was just grabbing files, throwing them to Manus. I'm like, transcribe these. And then while I was transcribing, I'm going over to Claude and I'm asking it to do stuff. I'm going back to the next project. And I'm literally working on like a webinar, a VSL, like 3 or 4 things for myself. It wasn't client work. If I was doing client work, same thing. I got 3 clients open and I'm just boom, 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 boom. And in an hour, you can get done what we're taking in the past 6 months to do. It's really magical. It's making my ability to make money so much faster, so much more efficient. And anybody who starts learning how to use these tools the right way, it'll change your life. So again, this was a big, fast brain dump. I know it wasn't long. We're gonna be talking about in GA. I'll probably do a lot basicer version. You guys got the hardcore, like behind the scenes, what's really working version. We're gonna do a simpler one, but I'm going to be giving you guys, those who got in the certified partner program, be giving you guys, I'll tease it. How many of you guys would like all of the output that I am funnel hacking and transcribing? How many of you guys have access to all that stuff? Oh, that would be cool, right? I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe something like, who knows? We'll find out. Don't miss GA. It's going to be amazing. General session is going to be awesome. And then we're going to be doing some more deep dives, going really deep into this inside the Certified Partner Program now that we're kind of doing this internally so much. And so, for all you certified partners, we'll keep going deep on. So we'll become a master at this. And so don't stress if you're like, this is a little overwhelming. Cool. It's supposed to be. I just want to plant the seeds to understand how you can speed these things up and get you guys to the finish line even faster. So with that said, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope VIP was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. We're moving to day number 4, VIP day. We're going to show you guys some very specific tools with what you know now and how to use these tools. Hopefully you'll get the wheels in your head spinning. You have an advantage over everybody else. It's going to be really, really cool. AI days today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about going from 1 comma to 2 comma. But we got something really fun in store for you guys.